Hey, this is Pastor Dave, and this is your Monday Mojo. Hope you had a great weekend. So, several episodes ago in this Monday Mojo journey, I told you about a song I wrote for some children when I used to do chapel at Mount Auburn United Methodist Church for the preschool and daycare. And it was a song about seeds. And it went like this: God made all the seeds I know, He put in the stuff to make them grow. The Bible says He made me too. So there's one thing I know is, and I'd always go, true. If God put all that stuff in a seed, think of all the things that He put in me, right? And the kids loved it, and they learned it, and they sang it, and they loved it when I sounded like a hound dog. Anyway, this week, Laura and I went over to Eagle Creek for a hike. And while we were out there, I noticed in this neighborhood, hundreds, thousands of these guys, acorns, right? And then one of them, he lost his cap, but this guy, he came with a cap, right? Yeah. And when you look at these, people will gather these up and put them on their counters in the fall, and because they're beautiful. They're beautiful. Dark brown, and you can see the grain here, and a little cap, and they're different sizes. But I thought, I don't remember seeing that many acorns in this area before. And so I did some study, and I found out that yes, oaks go through boom and bust years. And when it's a boom year, it's called a mast year. And one large oak, believe it or not, can produce 10,000 acorns. Well, I'm going to tell you, there are a lot of acorns as we're out walking around. And we found some of them. But I got to thinking about that song, Seeds, and I got to thinking about this acorn, because acorns really is a seed. It's a seed. And God uses this to make acorns. To make oaks. And it's beautiful. And the purpose of this is to fall into the ground and die and break apart in order to make something else. Jesus said, when He was talking about Himself, but I think it's also about when He was talking about our own egos, unless a seed falls into the ground and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it produces a bountiful crop. Look, God made these things beautiful. And they're just going to go into the ground and die and break up and make a tree. God made you and I beautiful. And yet sometimes we can let our egos determine who we are rather than the one who made us. I think it's amazing that these things are so beautiful. And that's just God's handiwork. That they would be created to look like this in order to become this tree. So it got me thinking, I need to learn how to be more like Jesus in that aspect. To be willing to say, not my ego, not my way, not what I want, not even my time, but to be willing to let all that die so that I don't end up alone. That's what Jesus says. If it just stays like this, it's just alone. But like I said, if this thing falls into the ground and dies and becomes an oak, it could produce in a mast year 10,000 of these. Who knows what could happen if we took the same attitude? Jesus literally changed the world by taking that attitude. Anyway, that's your Acorn Monday Mojo. Hope you have a great week.